Okay, we're going to be, we're working in lesson 10.3 still, and now we're going to be looking at example number 10, and so that's on the back side of your note page, okay? All right, so to attack this problem, we're now going to start doing some multiplications. We're going to distribute, okay? So I'm going to take this root 6, and I'm going to distribute it to both parts. So when I do this, root 6 times root 3 is root 18 plus, now when I take root 6 times 5 root 2. Remember, you only multiply the insides together, okay? Outsides multiply with outsides, insides with insides. And so I'm going to get 5 root 12. Now, just like we learned in previous lessons, you're going to go ahead and break this down to 2 and 9, 3 and 3. So 3's pair up and move out. So I have 3 root 2. And 12 we're going to take to 2 and 6, 2 and 3. So 2's pair up and move out. Now when I move it out, you've got to multiply, so you're going to have plus 10 root 3. Now, I cannot add these together. Root 2 and root 3 cannot go together, so this right here is going to be my final answer. All right, number 11. We're still distributing, so I'm going to take 3 root 3 to 2 root 6. Now remember, multiply the outsides, so 3 and 2, and then multiply the insides, 3 and 6. So I'm going to get 6 root 18 plus, and now I'm going to multiply here, 3 times 4 outsides is 12, and the inside 3 times 10 is 30. Okay. All right, so now 18 goes to 2 and 9, 3 and 3 again, so 3's pair up and move out. So I have an 18 on the outside, a 2 left on the inside. Now the square root of 30 does break down to 3 and 10, 2 and 5, but nothing's going to pair up and move out there. So I'm going to leave it plus 12 root 30. Again, the insides are not the same, so I cannot add or subtract those. So this right here is going to be my final answer. All right, so now we're going to go to number 12. Now, number 12 is going to be very similar to earlier in chapter 8. It's been a little bit. When we had something like x plus 5 times x minus 5, where we're going to distribute. And we're going to take that x to both parts. So you'll get something like x squared minus 5x. And then you're going to take the 5 to both parts, so plus 5x minus 25. And then we combine the insides if we need to. It's going to be kind of the same thing. We're basically going to FOIL, okay? Oh, let me erase that real quick. So we're going to, looking at this problem, we are going to take 3 times 3 and get 9. 3 times root 5, and I have a negative 3 root 5. Again, we can't put insides with outsides. Plus 3 root 5, and then minus the square root of 25. Okay, so now I'm going to clean some things up here. I know that this is going to cancel each other out, because I'm going to have a negative 3 root 5 plus 3 root 5, so that's going to go. I still have a 9 here, and here I have a minus, the square root of 25 is 5. So when that middle cancels, all I'm left with 9 minus 5, which is 4. Okay, number 13, we talked about back in chapter 8 as well, that when we have this squared right here, that means write it out twice. Okay, so I'm going to write 7 minus root 10 times 7 minus root 10. And now we're going to FOIL. So we're going to take 7 times 7 and get 49. 7 times root 10, so negative 7 root 10. Negative 7 root 10. And then plus the square root of 100. Okay, because negative times a negative is a positive, and then 10 times 10 is 100. All right, so now on the inside right here, these guys don't cancel because they have the same square root. So I know that I'm going to be able to put those together. Or sorry, they have the same sign, so they're not going to cancel. Sorry, same sign, they don't cancel. But they do have the same square root, so I can put them together. Now, the square root of 100 is going to be 10. So I'm going to combine like terms. So I have 49 plus 10, so that's 59. And now I'm going to put together, I'm going to put together this guy right here. And I'm going to get negative 14 root 10. Remember, that 10 does not change. That just tells us we can put them together. And that's going to be my final answer. All right, and the last problem here. Find the area of a rectangle with the width of 4 root 6 minus 2 root 10, and a length of 5 root 3 plus 7 root 5. All right, well, we know area is length times width, so I'm going to multiply this out. So I'm going to have 4 root 6 minus 2 root 10, and I'm going to multiply that by 5 root 3 plus 7 root 5. Okay, and we're going to start foiling. So I'm going to multiply the outsides and get 20. I'm going to multiply the insides and get 18. Okay, and I'm going to FOIL to the next part. 4 and 8 is 20, 4 and 7 is 28. 6 and 5 is 30. Now I'm going to do the 2 to the 5 here, so negative 10 root 30. And the last part here is going to be negative 14 root 50. Okay, now we talked earlier, 30 is not going to break down, so I know I can put these together. But I do need to go ahead and simplify the 18 and the 50. So 18 will go to 2 and 9, 3 and 3. So 3's pair up and move out. So I have 60 root 2 left here. On this one, I got 2 and 25, 5 and 5. 5's pair up and move out. So I'm going to take 14 times 5 and get negative 70 root 2. So now that these guys are the same, I can go ahead and put those together as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put my root 2's together. So I have negative 10 root 2. And I'm going to go ahead and put my root 30's together and get plus 18 root 30. And we are going to label, in this case nothing was talked about as far as units, so we're just going to put units squared. All right, that concludes the lesson, the second part of lesson 10.3. Now you need to do whatever assignment you need to do. Thanks.